Welcome to Corporate Fuckery, stories of survival, psychological warfare, and choosing what's best for you. I'm Lauren DeGolia, certified success coach, subconscious strategist, astrologer, and former corporate insider turned truth teller. This podcast isn't just about layoffs and life detours, it's about reckoning. It's about remembering, about reclaiming the parts of ourselves that we abandoned to fit into a system that never really saw us. Today's episode is called The Identity Pivot. Somewhere in the middle of my identity crisis, I had a day where I cried for 4 hours straight. Like ugly cry, in bed, lights off, phone off, soul shattered. My husband pulled back the covers and asked, "Are you okay?" I wasn't, but I told myself I was, because at the time, this was just how people feel when they're redefining their lives. That grief, rage, and total disorientation were part of the package. And to be fair, they are. But what I didn't know then, that I know now, is that I was experiencing a full-blown adrenal crisis. You see, we throw around the word burnout like it's a badge of honor or something a long weekend can fix. But what I was experiencing wasn't just burnout. It was a cumulative systemic collapse. And according to the NIH, this level of burnout can deteriorate your cognitive function, memory, and even lead to physical illness, emotional exhaustion, and eventually despair. They actually have a name for it. It's called the Burnout Cascade Framework. Isn't that so cute? Here are the 8 steps. Number 1, hyperactivity. Number 2, exhaustion. Number 3, reduced activity. I think what they mean here is actually productivity. Number 4, emotional breakdowns. Number 5, cognitive impairment. Number 6, social isolation. Number 7, psychosomatic symptoms, meaning you're like feeling it in your body, maybe pain or otherwise. And number 8, and best of all, despair and illness. Check, check, and check. I had most of all of those. And at the time, I was somewhere between stage 5 and 7. I couldn't concentrate, I felt physically ill, and I was questioning everything. I was trying to think my way out of it with tools that were never built for what I was going through. And that's when astrology came in. Not because I thought it would fix me, I didn't even really believe in it, if I'm being honest. But when you've tried everything else, therapy, supplements, journaling, long walks in the woods, career pivots, a little spiritual bypassing via some TikTok videos, eventually you become willing to look in places you never thought you would. I started studying astrology in secret. But what started as a side quest actually became a soul retrieval, because for the first time, something helped me understand myself as not broken, but as designed. It gave me a language for what I had never been allowed to name: my energy, my patterns, my sensitivity, my emotional depth. And the gateway drug for that was my moon sign. Now listen, I'm not saying that you need to go full cosmically curious and start reading your birth chart over brunch here. You don't have to burn your life down or blow up your career to feel better. But what I am saying is that if you are looking for clarity, purpose, and peace, you're likely not going to find it in your next performance review or project plan. The answers you're looking for, they may not be in the boardroom, or your mentor might not be able to dish them out over your next coffee date with them. The fact is, they might be within you, or in the energetic patterns you've never been taught to trust. These are the tools that worked for me. They might work for you too, not because they're trendy or magical, but because they show you a version of you that hasn't been filtered through someone else's agenda. Here's a little bit about what your moon sign means if you're curious. Your moon sign governs your emotional reactions. It's your inner world and your subconscious patterns. It's not just a vibe, it's your energetic blueprint. Mine is in Pisces, which means I feel literally everything. And for years within the corporate walls, I was told I needed a harder shell, I take things too personally, and I need to stop feeling so much. Literally, one of my directors one time was like, "Hey, Lauren, I'm not going to write this in your review." I would love if he was listening to this right now. "I'm not going to write this in your review, but I really need you to understand that I'm concerned." But my Pisces moon doesn't just feel emotions, it absorbs them, it transmutes them. And when that gift is untrained or shamed, it becomes burnout's best friend. According to NIH studies, burnout disproportionately impacts women and early career professionals. It leads to reduced serotonin, dopamine, and even GABA. It disrupts sleep, memory, decision making, and impairs your ability to feel safe and regulated. I'm going to just pause there and say that one more time because I feel like we all need to hear what burnout does to our body and our mind and our spirit. It disrupts sleep, memory, decision making, and impairs your ability to feel safe and regulated. Reading my chart didn't just make me feel seen, it actually helped me feel chemically safer. So there I was, deep in the woo, studying esoteric astrology, mapping lunar cycles, learning subconscious tool rewiring techniques like rapid resolution therapy, and I was convinced I was all in on never going back to corporate. I had decided I would never again be part of the machine that broke me. And then I had an Akashic record reading. In case you're not familiar, the Akashic records are a metaphysical library of every soul's past, present, and potential. Think like a Google Drive of your soul's contracts, lessons, and timelines. Some people access it through meditation, and there are also trained intuitive channels that can help you translate. During my session, the advisor that I was working with looked dead into my energetic eye and said, "It's part of your soul contract to go back to corporate, not to be consumed by it, but to rewrite the story." I wanted to throw up, but somewhere deep in my bones, I knew they were right, because healing doesn't always mean leaving. Sometimes it means returning differently, with tools, with truth, with your power intact. Speaking of identities, while this was most definitely one of the hardest parts of my chapter, this was the moment my identity was changing the most. I was clearly seeing the structures of corporate life as painful and damaging. And while we're at it, quick confession. I thought a lot about the employees who had been laid off during my time in corporate strategy and how old me, the one who was still proving her worth through performance, felt callous about their departure. But the all-feeling Pisces moon version of me, the one in the full identity unraveling, was now deeply aware of the ripple effect of casting someone out of a job they mostly loved. I could see how that pain rewrote their identity too. And even though I chose to walk away from that job in 2019, I still felt helpless. I still felt rejected. I still wanted someone to see what happened and say, "You didn't deserve that." But here's the thing about corporate fuckery. The machine is not designed to validate you, support an identity pivot, or understand the human toll of its churn. This podcast exists because I believe that bringing awareness to burnout and adrenal crisis isn't just helpful. It's a permission slip to start seeing your work life differently, to stop gaslighting yourself, to realize that your dissatisfaction, exhaustion, or loss of direction isn't a personal failure. It's data. Understanding how corporate fuckery shows up in your body, your thoughts, your emotional responses, those are all clues that help you choose what's best for you. And when you choose what's best for you, for your nervous system, for your peace, for your future self, you're also choosing what's best for the world and every generation to come, because your contribution isn't valuable when you're performing. It's potent when you're present and aware. So this is your reminder as we close up this week's episode that you're not too emotional, you're not too much, you're definitely not making corporate fuckery up. You're on the brink of remembering. So I invite you, go take my moon sign quiz. I packaged it up in a non-woo-woo and practical way. Listen to the cosmic cheat code so that you can realize the benefits of using astrology as the true self-growth tool I believe it's meant to be. And if you want a free space to land, come join my private community Pivot. You'll find all the links in the show notes below, including a link to book a free consult call with me if you're ready to start changing your reality with tools that are backed by science and certification and that actually work. Because the truth is, breakdowns aren't the end. They're invitations. And identity pivots, they're just the beginning. Next week, we're talking about getting in alignment with your purpose and life meaning, which I know a lot of us are looking for when we feel like we've been on the corporate fuckery hamster wheel for however many cycles you've been on it. This is the kind of things that don't hide in performance reviews and aren't something you normally talk to your boss about. The kind that doesn't get validated, the kind that deserves a voice, the kind that makes you feel like who you were brought here to be. Until then, remember, this isn't just about corporate America. It's about reclaiming your personal freedom. Because when you choose what's best for you, you change the whole damn universe. And we're just getting started.